thank you to all of you for joining again, and we welcome you. A little bit about WinningWise, kind of who we are and what we're up to, and then we'll share a bit about CD2 as well. So, a bit about both of the organizations that we'll be chatting today. We focus on three really big areas as we think about development. One is that we help organizations develop their leaders and create all sorts of leadership development programming and curriculum, as well as executive coaching. We also help organizations grow their people with talent and career development strategy. And this GrowWise program, which we call a personal growth lab, is a big part of that work. And so that's what we'll be sharing today. And then grow your organization. We help organizations through change, transformation, developing strategies to really create the effectiveness that they need to really make their organizations do what they need them to do. So Gil is going to share with us a little bit about CD2, so you know kind of who we all are. And then Lauren will be diving in.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. I really appreciate it. And it's an honor to be here. We've had a lot of fun working with your organization and working with the crew here. The work you do is fantastic. And frankly, we're just honored to be a part of a small part in the story, right? And so we've been able to work with you and your expertise, your content, and frankly, the role that we've played in it all is just trying to help bring that to life and help you organize that in a really effective, engaging manner through the e-learning platform that we deliver, right? And so from the content, bringing that to life in an online manner to the platform, we've had a lot of fun partnering with you in that. For some of those who don't know who CD2 Learning is, we are an enterprise LMS system, LCMS, so learning management and content management system. We partner with organizations similar to WinningWise, just like this, who have a need to bring their content into an online learning manner and do that through an effective platform here today. So very excited to be a part of the story and honored to work with y'all. It's always nice to be recognized for some of the good work we've done. So similar to the work that we've done with WinningWise and developing GrowWise, we've won some really awesome awards, including the Stevie Award in 2023 with Customer Education LMS, to a top all-purpose learning management system through our good friends over there at Talented Learning and John Lay. So shout out to those organizations and thank you for your continued support with that. As far as the tools and frankly offering that we bring to the table, we've talked a little bit about the content creation, custom content creation that we do with our clients, and I'm excited for people to see that today, Robin, in your presentation, but also some of the tools that we offer through the platform. It's things through our e-learning, authoring tools, building curriculums, personalized learning pathways, ways to engage with your peers and employees and communities within the system, but also all of the management tools that you may be looking for to create the experience, right? That's what it is. You're creating an experience for people to engage and to continue to develop in their own lives as well. So we love what we do here. It's a great showcase in what we do with y'all as well, Robin, through GrowWise. And so really excited for the conversation today.
Terrific. Thank you. Lauren, she is going to dive in and tell you about some of our clients and how this can help.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. As Robin mentioned, my name is Lauren Frank, and I'm the Director of Consulting here on the WinningWise team. I did want to mention that Emma actually dropped a link in the chat in case anyone has to sign off early and you want to get the rest of the slides. Those are there, so you can just click on that link and we'll make sure to get the slides to you before within the next day or so. But I wanted to start our presentation today by talking a little bit about a buyer. We like to think about this as like some of our clients that we've worked with in the past. So I want to introduce you to Tony. So Tony represents to us sort of, I would say, a story that we hear often from some of our clients that we work with. So Tony is someone who was recently promoted to the VP of Talent role. She's been at her company for a couple of years, and most recently she was in that Director of Talent Development. So she's really passionate about her work, and she really cares deeply about growing and developing people. One of the things that she really does want to do, though, is be a more strategic partner. So show the business the real value and sort of the business value of growing and developing people. So showing sort of like what is the value of that investment, and making sure that people are making smart investments. So when Tony was promoted into the role, one of her biggest priorities was really to get a handle on the current state of talent within her organization. So she wanted to do three things. One, identify who her top performers were. Two, assess the strengths and growth areas across the organization of talent. And then three, create a plan for how to fill those gaps and sort of grow talent for today and for the future. So she decided the first thing that she was going to do was hold a talent review. So generally after she did this, the feedback was really positive. The leaders and employees felt that the process was transparent, organized, and they really got some valuable insights about the state of talent in people. So she felt like that was a big win. The problem though, or the challenge that she's having is the week after she finished talent review, she started getting emails and requests saying, what's next? Now that I know who my top performers are, now that I know what my gap areas are in my succession planning, what do I do? And she's not quite sure exactly what the right step is for how to move forward. The other piece of this is she's getting emails from managers saying, I know I've got some gaps. I know I've got to fill those gaps on my team. What do I do? So she's stuck thinking, oh no, what's next? Luckily, that week she gets an email. And it says something about, are you struggling to grow your talent bench? And it sounds a lot like the problem she's having. And it tells her about this program called GrowWise, which is a virtual development program, really a personal growth lab that's helping employees to develop themselves, to build their skills and capabilities in a transformative way that would allow them to take charge of their career. And in the email is a link to about a 3-minute video that says it's going to teach a little bit more about the program. So she's thinking maybe this is the solution and decides to click the link.
Hi there. Welcome.
Bienvenidos. Welcome to GrowWise, your personal growth lab.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Robbie, and we're your guides through the GrowWise program.
This will be a career and leadership development experience. In the GrowWise Personal Growth Lab, you'll take the time to learn about yourself. In that process, you'll have the opportunity to strengthen your career growth and leadership skills through personal change and development. By the time you complete your first journey through this personal growth lab, you should have a really good understanding of what you need to work on and how to do it.
The purpose of the GrowWise Personal Growth Lab is to help you define and create the path to propel you forward in your career.
The outcome is to create your own personalized development plan that we call a winning action plan for growth. Executing on your plan will be a big step in the right direction to meeting your career goals. This whole experience is about self-discovery. Let's do a quick overview of how this lab is set up for your success.
This is your personal dashboard. Your learning modules, the real meat of GrowWise, are here. This is where you'll spend most of your time thinking, working, and learning.
Your notifications and class and group threads are here. This is where you'll see announcements and get information about what's new in GrowWise.
And your badges are here. You'll earn project badges and other accomplishments as you move through the learning modules.
And don't forget, your resources are down here. We'll store all of your handouts here, as well as other helpful tools and tips.
GrowWise is modular. Each piece fits into the overall design. Let's break down what a module is. Each module begins with an episode, similar to this one.
In each episode, Robbie and I guide you through the story of Valdivian Enterprises and its employees. It's not real.
The episodes are short and easy to digest. We'll take you through the career twists and turns of 8 of Valdivian's best and brightest.
We hope that watching them navigate their careers gets you reflecting on your own.
Okay, so back to the module tour. After each episode, there are games, reflections, handouts, and short, engaging readings. All of these things help reinforce your understanding of the module topic and yourself. Take your time with the activities and reflections. It's not a race. In this program, you get out what you put in. You're here to learn about yourself. This experience is a journey. The most important outcome of the GrowWise Personal Growth Lab is to create a winning action plan for growth. It's a development plan to grow your capability and career.
Pay special attention when filling out each section of the plan. Each section ties to specific GrowWise modules. Follow along, and by the end, you should have a great plan. The more thought you put in along the way, the better the end result.
We hope you have fun and absolutely love the GrowWise Personal Growth Lab. We want to help you take charge of your career. Keep investing in yourself, and you will see results.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to our video there on GrowWise. Hopefully it gave you a pretty good overview of what a personal growth lab is all about. I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the sections of that a little bit so you can just kind of dive in a bit more and see how the different elements of that actually help to solve real problems that real talent practitioners and leaders and employees experience inside organizations as they work to project their careers and help the organizations grow for the future. Now, when you first dive into GrowWise, you're presented with your dashboard, and it shows you kind of the three big courses in a way that you go through that are broken down into then individual modules. In the first one, all based on self-discovery, like Danny said in the video, you're really doing a lot of self-reflection, and you're figuring out, what is my development focus? How can I be certain that I can develop in a way that'll add value to my career and add value to the organization? You know, it sounds like an easy thing to do, but it's a very underdeveloped capability in most leaders. Most leaders develop people in something that A, bothers them, or B, a competency on a list, neither one of which are very motivating or inspiring to the developee. And so that's why development plans don't often get the real juice that they need to actually be implemented. In the second part, once you made a decision about what you're going to focus on, now you're ready to take a deep dive into that. I'll show you a little bit about how that works. And then in the third part, you'll be completing and finishing up your plan, as well as looking at some coursework and material on how to have and engage in better conversations with your boss. That is super important in trying to moving our careers ahead. As we will be discussing, it really does happen in that partnership. Now, that partnership, when we think about that, we call that shared success. You know, in an ideal world, or even in an effective way, it's really important that individuals and organizations are working together in order to maximize career growth and development. And for the individual, their job is simply to make sure that they have an offer, skills, capability, knowledge, and experience good enough to be able to do two critical things. One, meet their own needs so they're happy and engaged. And two, meet the organization's needs so the organization is happy and engaged with them. You will have much more opportunity in your career if both of those two things are working. Now, for people like us that are on this call that are talent practitioners, we care a lot about the organizational offer, and we want to make sure that we are bringing good enough stuff to the party that can A, engage people by getting their needs met, and B, build an organization that can attract and grow and retain the people that we need to meet the organization's needs and achieve the objectives. Now, inside the GrowWise experience, while it is based on this concept at its fundamental core, one of the things that we have in there to help people understand the key concepts are these short, independent kind of readings. And they are like storybooks in a way that help you take in key concepts. In addition to the videos, interactive graphics, exercises, there's all sorts of ways to engage the learner in the work. And this is just one of those examples. Now, I'm going to share with you one of the core concepts around individual needs and share an exercise, the way it looks inside the GrowWise experience, because it's a really cool way that people get to kind of self-explore and engage with the material in a way that is really fun and interactive. Now, as they start in this exercise on individual needs, the first thing they need to do is learn just for a minute. So it does begin with an interactive graphic, and it helps to educate them around these particular topics. But there are 8 researched and validated individual needs that are important to people in terms of really feeling successful and engaged in their work. And they divide into these 4 buckets that you see on the screen. The first is the work bucket. The second is relationships. The third and the fourth are all about the value and what we get. What do I get tomorrow? And what do I get today in the current state? So in the work bucket is mastery and meaningful work. People want to be sure that they are recognized as a subject matter expert and valued for that, as well as work on work that they feel makes a significant contribution. Connection and autonomy is important in any relationship. While we all in a relationship want to be together and feel connected, we also want freedom and independence too. I want to be with you and free of you all at the same time. And in every relationship, that must get navigated, right, and negotiated. Future value is about, what do I get for hanging out here today? How will my future look? I want to grow and feel like I'm bigger and stronger. And I also want to progress in my career, which is career achievement. And in the current state, rewards and recognition, that's really all about feeling validated for your work. Do they appreciate and acknowledge me? And lifestyle is about the balance and the flexibility. And can I fit my work in with the life that I really want to lead? All right, let me share with you now an exercise, how it looks in the portal or in the GrowWise experience when someone is working on figuring out the answers to this for themselves. So it starts this way. You see the whole wheel, and then you're going to answer 2 questions. One, what is important? And the second, what is met? So we'll start with what's important. As you look at this, you'll see where the question, what is important, pops up in the instructions. The participant in the exercise, as you'll see in the video here, is going and choosing on a Likert scale of 1 to 5, how important these different elements are. Lifestyle looks like it's about a 4, rewards about a 2, connection a 3. You can see meaningful work and personal growth were much higher in terms of what was important to this person. The next question is, which are met in their organization today? You can see personal growth and meaningful work are about the same, career achievement a little low. Big connection there on connection. It's really working. Rewards and recognition are working, and lifestyle and mastery are coming in at about the same, relatively high. Now, once a person completes the exercise, they then will see in the scroll box over there, they'll see information that allows them to read for a minute and then interpret their own wheel. So as they read about that, they'll learn and understand what they have here. As I look at this wheel, I see a person who really cares about the work they do, and they really care that they're growing in it. They want to be sort of recognized for their mastery and have a lifestyle that works for them. Those are the key things that matter most. The 2 areas of weakness for this person in terms of what's not working as effectively looks like meaningful work and personal growth. And the reason I would say that is not just because those are lower, but because the associated with that is a really high level of importance. So now what we're going to do is look at how identifying your development focus can relate back to your own individual needs. We're going to do that through an interactive graphic that's inside the GrowWise experience. Now, if you look along the outside, kind of the backwards L there, you'll see mastery, connection, meaningful work, autonomy, etc. Those are the exact same needs that we were talking about just a few minutes ago. And inside the middle there, those are the development focus options. And we call those winning action strategies. The first row in the winning action strategies, be essential, push yourself, and exercise confidence, are all about helping somebody to make a stronger, greater personal impact. The middle row, about building a fan base, self-reflection, and giving back, is really about building stronger relationships and connections with others. And the bottom row, negotiate, have a plan, and understand the game, are really all about how to exert appropriate social power and be able to influence and move decisioning along in an organization. All 3 significant in terms of people's growth. So what you'll see here when you look at the graphic, if you can play tic-tac-toe, it's pretty easy. You can look at an individual need and then find the path to being able to achieve that need so that you can project yourself in your career in the way that you would like. So I'll show you here how that works. So notice that personal growth will come up first, and the path that is long personal growth, push yourself, self-reflect, and have a plan. If mastery is your thing and that's what you want, then be essential, push yourself, and confidence will work there. And you can see the path for autonomy. You can go in so many different directions using the diagram in order to figure out what your development focus might be. As we talked just a minute ago about the individual that was filling this out, was meaningful work and personal growth. And if you look even at the intersection of that, having a plan might be a really good development focus for that person. There are other ways to identify your development focus in the GrowWise portal as well, with a variety of different assessments, but this is one fundamental way that really gets to people's core and helps them to feel inspired around growing. Now, once you identify your development focus, you move from part 1 in the program into part 2. And part 2 is taking a deeper dive in that focus area. So we're going to take a look at the content and the materials that you'll see in part 2, just briefly. So they're clicking on part 2 and it's taking us into all of the different modules available. If you look on the side, you'll see where it says be essential, push yourself, exercise confidence. Those are all of the different winning action strategies that were in the previous diagram. So I simply click on the one that I believe will help me the most. In this example we're looking at right now, we're looking at give back. And in every one of these modules, you will find a video of one of the characters at Valdivian, like Danny and Robbie told you about. You'll find learning materials, you'll find exercises and activities, and then you'll find information on figuring out the why of your plan and the actual action steps to build a development plan around this topic. We try to help people do a couple of things, take a deep dive in their understanding, and also really be able to build their plan. They don't have to do it all by themselves. This program is really designed in order to make that easier for them to do. And you can see there's a deep dive on all of those winning action strategies. You can do 1 or 2 or as many as you want over time. Once you are working through all of those different modules, it takes you step by step through the actual development plan. And in part 4 is where the development plan is stored. The first section is where am I now? That kind of comes out of the first course where you're doing self-reflection on strengths and weaknesses, etc. Then you identify where you're going and what your focus will be and create a vision around what success looks like, an important part in the plan. And that happens in the where am I going section. And then in the how do I get there? That means you take action steps. Now, we really believe, and we've really built the program around helping people to create experiential development plans. So it's not about just going to a class or reading a book. It's about how you show up differently in the work that you do, how you meet in a different way, how you respond to people in a different way, how you communicate in a new way. So development isn't an extra add-on to their work. It simply changes as we're growing the way that we do our work. And the action steps that they will see as examples and plans that they'll see as examples will really hone in on that particular point. Another way to help make sure or ensure that people are growing into the roles and into the opportunities that you so want them to grow into. So Lauren's going to share with you a little bit about how this all worked for our friend Tony.
All right, so let's go back to Tony's story and imagine Tony decided to purchase the GrowWise portal for her organization. What happens? So after 90 days, what we see at her organization, our employees are having conversations about how to work towards their future, and they're having those conversations with their managers. They have a little bit more clarity of the direction around what they must do to achieve their personal and their career goals. After a year, what we see is everyone across the organization has a meaningful development plan in place and has clarity about the tangible steps they need to take in order to grow their own careers and grow talent at the organizational level. What we're also seeing is internal promotions increasing, mobility is increasing. 2 years later, what we see is executives reporting a stronger succession bench. They know what to do after the talent review conversations. And our engagement surveys are showing increased commitment to the organization. Employees see a future at the organization, and the organization sees that the return on the investment in employee growth and development.
Wonderful. You know, one of the things I think that is so significant, especially for those of us that have worked in talent practitioner roles, you can create compliance around development planning by requiring everyone to make a development plan. What you can't do is you can't really create actual development through compliance. People, in order to develop, must embrace personal change, and that's not a compliance exercise. That requires a meaningful plan that speaks to what motivates and engages people, so that the plans that people are creating are actually plans that add value and make a difference. Filling up a system with plans is very different than having plans that people are really executing on, so that you know that your talent benches are growing stronger. And I think that is really critical. And that is why our passion and our work went so into creating this particular program, because we really believe that for people to embrace development, they have to know themselves better. And they really have to be in good conversation with their managers and with their organizations about who they are, how they're showing up, what the opportunities are, and really work together to be able to put that into practice. And a program like this can make it easier on practitioners like Tony to really be able to add value and make a difference inside their organizations. So we would love to talk to you more. So we hope that for those of you that found this interesting, that you'll reach out and share with us kind of what you're thinking, how it might, or possibly work in your organization. We are hoping that you feel the same passion that we do for developing people and creating more and more capability and opportunity for others. We also hope, Gil, if you want to mention how they can stay in touch with you as well, that would be terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, Robin, thank you just for letting me be a part of the big reveal here. Super exciting work that we've done together, and I'm excited for the traction that this gains from here going forward. But to get a hold of me, I'm on LinkedIn, as well as links to contact me will be dropped into the chat here and provided via email afterwards. I'd love to learn if you have content or you have visions for how you're looking to impact your team or your communities, how we can potentially help in a similar way to the team here at WinningWise. So thank you so much, Robin, again for having me.
Terrific. Thanks, Gil. So if you want to scale development planning and make it available to everybody, let us know, and we would love to help you in that particular endeavor. Thank you very much for being with us today, everybody. Good luck in the rest of your day.